Our responsibility is rejuvenation, healing. So I say, here we've got this community of beings, okay? This is supposed to be integrated with us. So how do I integrate with it? What's my responsibility to this community of beings? And my responsibility as a creative, innovative, big-brained life form is to bring my cleverness and creativity to this community of beings, to this ecological womb, and massage it with appropriate disturbance to stimulate more solar energy converted into decomposable biomass than nature would do in a static state. That's a mouthful. What's my responsibility? My responsibility is to apply the correct amount of massage to this ecology so that it will innovate and go through a successional level to a higher place of performance even than it does in a static state in nature. And that's why it's not acceptable to abandon the land. What we have to do is inject ourselves. Now, let me, right off the record, let me tell you, I repent in sackcloth and ashes for all the destruction that cows and farmers and civilization has done to the land, okay? But it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be that way. Just because a lot of depredation has occurred doesn't mean we throw out the innovation that we can bring in a respectful, humble way. Einstein said before there can be construction, there must first be destruction. If you're going to plant a garden, you don't just take carrot seeds and throw them out in the lawn and say, whoo, now I've got a garden. You got to take a spade and a hoe and you got to do some disturbance. If you're going to build a house, you don't start with a pretty sidewalk and flowers and a hammock in the backyard slipping lemonade. No, you start with a great big argument with your significant other, about what it's going to look like and where it's going to situate, right? I mean, they say if a marriage can stand a house building, it's probably good to go. And then you finally get all the blueprints drawn up, you get all your permits, and then the backhoe comes, and gouges in and makes a mess of everything, and you're, quit tracking the clay in the car, and you lay out boards to walk on. It's a mess. But that's the beginning of an innovative something else, okay? And so it's this nature creates these disturbance cycles through fire and through herbivorous activity to rejuvenate and freshen up and create appropriate disturbance on the biomass side of things. And so on our farm, we don't have, 5 million buffalo anymore with antelope and elk and wolves and all that used to be there. We don't have fire, but we do have pigs and electric fence. So we run pigs with electric fence. We just zigzag it through the trees with a little nylon rope, offset it from the trees, and we run pigs strategically through the woods to create a disturbance factor to stimulate the germination of new plants that like light tillage, and the pine needles and the leaves then get churned into the soil so that we actually have a functioning soil-building forestal ecosystem. Because if you start a fire, the fire department comes and puts it out.